I'm gonna try to make something that looks like a lot of fun. You use a Philly cheesesteak seasoned meat with peppers, onions, and provolone cheese, and you use those quick crescent rolls. I saw someone do it. I thought it was a good idea. I thought the way she did it and shaped it was a little difficult, so I'm gonna try mine in a bundt pan so I can get the circle. But nonetheless, Philly cheesesteaks are pretty good. I think I've had one in my whole life, and actually in Philadelphia. Our family went with their friends. We went to see the Blue Angels a few years ago, air show, and we stopped in Philadelphia to see the Liberty Bell. And right around the corner from the Liberty Bell, there was a food truck selling Philly cheesesteaks. And we brought our Greyhound dog with us at the time. And I'll never forget it my whole life. She started licking the sidewalk where people had eaten their Philly cheesesteak sandwiches and dripped all the juices onto the sidewalk, and the dog was lapping it up off the ground, and I was trying to stop her, but she couldn't help herself. So I don't suggest letting your dog lap the sidewalk, but that's the truth. She started lapping up all the juices from the sandwiches. And anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, but I don't know how Philadelphia is today. I know when I was there, and when my son was staying there for a rotation for medical school, it was a nice place to visit. Ben Franklin's grave and all the pennies they put on it. It was beautiful then. Now I know it has some issues, but I suggest if you go to Philadelphia, there are some Philly cheesesteak places to go, and you should try one, or try to make them at home, the actual sub itself. But this is something I'm going to make. It's a little different, I saw, and I thought my husband would like that, because otherwise it was spaghetti and meatballs tonight, so I thought I'd try something different. So I'm going to show you how I start this. So I'm out here in the temporary kitchen. I don't want to cook too many wild or crazy things in the main kitchen, which is just renovated. And also I can speak freely out here. My husband's inside watching TV, and you can't have those sounds on because YouTube will copyright strike you. So you can't do that. So you have to be where it's quiet and it's just you talking and no background, because I've had it happen to me once, and it wasn't serious, but I learned my lesson. It never got to be posted, so they told me. So nonetheless, here we go. We're going to start with warming our pan. The first thing we're going to do is that I chopped up ahead of time some green bell pepper and onion, and I seasoned it with salt and pepper and let it sit in the fridge for about a half an hour. So I'm going to put that over there. It smells good. And now I'm going to put a little oil in the pan. Just about, I would say, an eighth, just to cover the bottom. I would say about an eighth of a cup. And I can see it's bubbling, it's ready to go. And so I have to look and see what I got to use out here, because like I say, I'm in my temporary kitchen. So I got these things here. I'm going to quickly and easily put in my ingredients. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to soften them. Because one thing about this Philly cheesesteak seasoned brand I got in the store is I don't want to overdo it. And so I'm going to quickly saute it. I'm not going to do it as long as the other person did, because I truly believe that would be too much and it would be a tough meat. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook these down, and I'll stop talking because I'm probably going to speed this up so you don't have to watch me do this for a few minutes. And I'm going to turn this up a little. What I'll do with these is I will put them aside and let them rest, because what I'm going to do with my ingredients is I'm going to cool everything after it's been warmed up. And in particular, my Philly cheesesteak, I'm going to drain off any extra juices, because I do not want my little pastries to get soggy. And I rarely do this, but I'm using products that are ready-made because I thought I'd try them. I know how to make a crust kind of pastry dough that you could make crescent rolls, but I'm doing this easy and quick. You know, so if you're working 9 to 5, which I used to, I don't anymore, but I'm more of a part-time person now. Luckily, I'm at that age where I can do that. I'm fortunate. But this is something I enjoy doing. I love to cook, And I'll tell you, it's a lot cheaper and better if you make your own, but I am going to try these little shortcuts which people use, because I'm sure they're just going to be great. All right, so I'll let you just watch me here. Okay, so as you can see, my onions and my peppers are really caramelized. So I'm going to shut off the heat for a second because this is a hot pan. Go to the next ingredient. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to stick them in this bowl to cool. But I'm not going to change the pan out. I want to use the same pan for the flavors. And there's some caramelization on the bottom. All right, so but before I put this on the hot burner, which is shut off but it's blinking, meaning it's still hot, I bought these seasoned, they call them Philadelphia cheesecake, and they're seasoned and they're in a package. These are 4 3.5 ounce servings each. I'm going to use the whole package. And I did do 2 bell peppers, medium size, and I did 1 large sweet onion for my peppers and onions with salt and pepper. So this is going to go in the pan as soon as I open the bag. And again, I'm going to let the peppers and onions cool. I'm going to put them in the fridge because when I assemble this, I want everything to be kind of chilly. So in the fridge it goes. Nice and caramelized. Okay, so this is going back on the fire. I'm going to turn it on again. There we go. And I'm going to put these right in. Very unusual looking. And I'm just going to cook them enough so that they are just cooked. And I'm going to stop the cooking because I want these to be not overcooked. Because you don't want to do that. Because I'm going to bake them. They're going to go in the oven and bake for another 20 minutes. So otherwise you'll have a big tough piece of meat. So you're supposed to cook these down until you're able to smash them with a potato masher, those old ones, or with your spatula. And they tell you to put them in frozen. As you can see, the hard is rock. So okay, here's the next part. Again, this person used a flat pan, and they were able to assemble them in a flat way. But I like this bundt pan idea because you're still going to get the round, and I think you'll be able to flip it with no problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I put some vegetable spray on this. Want anything to stick? Okay. And then this is the tricky part. Let's see if I can get these things to open up. These are those store-bought crescent rolls. I can figure out. Ugh, I think you're supposed to twist it or something. Like I say, I don't buy this stuff very often. I'll try. In fact, I'm just starting to find it. It's kind of cool. Okay, so I found the spot that you're supposed to undo it and pull off the paper. There you go. I just did that to it. So this has 8 in there. I'm going to see if I can do this. Gonna get some wax paper. Good old wax paper. Used to wrap our sandwiches in that when I was little. Okay, so let's take these out on the wax paper. Take them out of the package. Undo them. So I'll let you watch me. What I'm trying to do is cause a dough to flap over with these rolls. I'm going to see if I can do that. But again, I'm using a bundt pan, and I think it'd be easier. These things are weird. See what they look like? So I'm going to put the flat part down the bottom. Like that. And take my finger and pinch them a little. See, that's going to be your bottom. See that? So there's only 8 in here, so I get a couple. So I'm going to turn it. See what I'm doing here with the bottom? Because I want, and I'm going to press it with my fingers. See that? It's kind of fun, actually. I enjoy it. So take this, smoosh it like that, put it over there, and now you got See what I'm doing? I'm building the bottom, and I'm doing the flat ones on the bottom because I want all my stuff to stay inside. I don't want it to leak out. So we're gonna go like this. I got a good couple of packages here. They're not very expensive, and I want to have plenty, so I don't want to try to fake it till I make it. I want it to be good. I wouldn't let my husband see what I was going to make him tonight. I said, I'm making you something fun and interesting. He seemed game. He's pretty good that way. He's an excellent cook and chef. I call him a real home chef. All right, as you can see, I have spaces. So I'm going to take care of that by adding more of these ready-made crescent rolls, which is actually, you know, the way they roll them on TV and stuff. That in France, the French word for crescent is croissant. I learned that today because my husband's going to try to make some croissant, and he has an excellent channel of his own. It's Bakerman524. You should watch him at Bakerman524. He does a lot of different content. It's not just cooking. He's very creative, smart. So here I am. I'm putting, as you can see, I'm putting in the spaces another one because I want to make a whole crust around this thing. Let me go wipe my hands. Gonna open another one. I'm glad I got plenty. I mean, you could make your own pie crust, I suppose, but that wouldn't be the same as what we're looking for here. So I unwrapped another one, twisted it open. I just may only need 16. Let's see how we do here. But I got plenty. I'll stick them in the freezer and use them later. The other packages. So here we are. See that? Still working on the centers here, and I am going to put a couple in the middle to seal up the middle because I want this thing totally sealed up. And you can stretch these a little bit. We're not going to go too high because we're going to roll over, but I do want to get the center part done. So maybe 16 of these little things, packages, 2 packages of 8, probably plenty. See, I'm pressing them together with my fingers, and they seem to be rising up a little because I'm going to leave this in the fridge until I'm ready to cook it. I'm not quite ready yet. There's another one. All right, I think I'm okay. One more for this one. So you can see what I'm doing here. This is a lot of fun. I suppose you could have kids do this as long as you watch what they do and make sure their hands are clean and don't wipe their nose. Kids are like that. But anyway, so you go like this. I know I have 2 of my own. They're grown now. Okay, so now I'm happy with this. See that? There it is. I love it. My ingredients are cooling in the fridge, which is good. And so I'm going to wrap this one around here like this. See this? I just want to be able to have as little leaks as possible. So I'm going to wrap this around. Oop, I bumped the camera. Sorry about that. So I'm going to go like this. Wrap it around. Don't be shy. One more. Yeah, so 2 packages of 8. It would be 16, as I have 1 extra, which I'm going to use for patching. Like, see that? I'm going to take that right off. And then I'm going to smush everything down. And that looks like a spot I could patch right there. Patch that. It's starting to rise up. And here's the last one. I'm going to make sure I got plenty of room here and plenty of room here. Alright, I like how this looks. There's 1 little piece left. I'm not going to waste it. Bring it around. Because I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to flap everything over, but this is to make sure that I have an encased bottom part of my pan, because I have very tall, not tall, but I have layers, so I want to be able to have safe layers. Nothing leaks. Okay, so let me show you what I got. So there's my insides sealed up. See it? And I think I'll put this in the fridge for about 10 minutes and let it all cool together. See it? Interesting. But the ultimate goal is to wrap these over and make a nice design and then put them in egg wash. I mean, cover them in egg wash. And this will be, I'll run this up to the house, so, because it only takes 20 minutes to cook. And I'm not ready to cook yet because right now it's 4 o'clock. So we want to eat for 5 and it doesn't, 5:30, and it only takes 20 minutes to cook. So I'm going to put this in the fridge and I will check back when I'm ready to do my layers. Okay, we're ready for the final step. We have some provolone cheese, our seasoned Philly cheesesteak, all drained of all fat, a teeny bit left, maybe a tablespoon or 2, our caramelized peppers and onions, and our processed croissants that you buy, well, crescents that you buy at the store. And I laid that, and I showed you the wax papers there just because I put it in the fridge, made sure it didn't spill anything. So now I'm going to do the layering process. I'm going to let you watch. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do because this is very interesting to me. So you're going to start with the ground beef. You're going to put on your vegetables. You're going to top it with cheese, and you're going to flap over these pastries. And you're going to make a roll, and then you're going to take some egg wash, that is a egg beaten, and then you take a brush and you cover it with that. And this is going to go up into my other oven. I'm going to cook it at 350 for 20 minutes. And of course, I'm going to stick a thermometer in there, make sure it's at least 160 degrees. Even though everything's all cooked, I want to make sure this dough is cooked. So I'm going to let you watch as I assemble this interesting item for dinner. And also, I suggest if you want to drain meat with any fat, use paper plates. It's pretty good. All right, here we go. Don't forget, I'm out here in the temporary kitchen, so I'm using whatever I got. I got a bunch of plastic stuff. And very gently, not to make a mess, distributing this ground beef. And I think an idea came to me just now. I think I'm going to layer it. I'm going to put a little bit of the meat. I'll make a couple layers out of this. Then some of the sauteed peppers, onions, like that. I hope you can see what I'm doing. See that? Making sure you get some onions evenly distributed. And I cut these peppers thick, just so you, and they're pretty softened, so. All right, let me just show you what I got going. You see my layers? Now I'm going to put my cheese on. Provolone cheese, that's a traditional, I guess people argue about this, but from what I understand, you're supposed to use provolone cheese in a Philly cheesesteak. So you throw that in there, be generous. And this is a whole milk provolone, sliced thin, covering that. That's that layer. And then a second layer. See how pretty? Okay, and a final layer. We're going to finish off. As you can see, there's not much fat or anything. So make sure we spread that around nice and even. And then our vegetables. Okay, finish off with the cheese. And again, you can make this on the weekend. You know, something easy for a Saturday night or a Friday night. Get home from work, and you could even probably prep it before you go to work. I mean, the vegetables. I don't know about the dough part. It will probably rise a lot. All right, as you can see, I'm going to tuck that down. See how the collar of dough is right there? See that? Right there. I want to have a seal. So I'm going to pull that up a little, push these down, pull it up a little. Nice collar. I want this stuff to seal right in there. This is great. Look at that. That's great. See that? See how that's up there like that? Okay, so now we're going to do a seal. We're going to go in this motion here. See that? I'm going to pull this one over this way. 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 So just make a little design. Almost braid if you want. You could probably braid it. Just bring it over. Bring it over. And as I do this, it makes me think what I might like to do is add some more of this pre-made dough. Because as you can see, it's a lot of cheese here. So I'll make a little design, because I really want to keep this cheese and the ingredients and I don't want it bubbling. I'm going to get a little bit more of the dough. So I'm going to take 2 of these and make sure that I go tuck in where there could be anything touching the pan directly, because I don't want it being a mess, because it'll be soggy mess, believe me. Alright, that looks pretty good. I only used 2, so cook the rest as rolls to go alongside, I guess. There we go. That looks pretty good. I got one more little spot. Take a piece. Thank goodness it's not expensive stuff, so. Okay. I think I'll do one more, so that's 3. Go across, make a design. Go across, go across, go across. Cut that, go like that, cross it over. Alright, that'll be interesting. It's gonna look great, because anything with pastry dough looks great when it's cooked. Try to make a little braid, make a little braid. Alright, so there you go. Not perfect, but I don't care. It's coming around, kind of making a pattern there. So we come around, come around, come around, come around. You guys could be better at this than I am, but watch this, see that? Come across. Just use your mind's eye and, you know, cut hearts, whatever you want. I kind of like how that looks, a little weird, but I like it. Makes me happy, so. And now I'm going to put the egg wash on it. Let me get this cheese back in the fridge. You can see the cheese is pretty much the covering factor here. So you want to protect it with the egg wash, because that'll coat it and it'll keep it from burning. That's why when you make an apple pie, you coat the pie crust with a egg wash. I mean, my mother used to use milk because, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, so she would just do what she could. But it came out good, nice color. So we seal these areas up. As you can see what I'm doing with my egg wash. So you seal it up with this egg wash. Seal it right up. Don't be afraid. This is only one egg. It's going to take, I already used it for my pie. I made an apple pie earlier today. And I did the pie crust with it. But I'm using the rest of it up to make sure that this provolone cheese is coated, because I just don't want it to burn. Okay, I'm back up at the main house, and as you can see, I'm covering the bundt pan with aluminum foil, and I'm about to put it into the oven at 350 for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Just make sure your center is hot enough, at least 160 degrees, so that cheese melts. Okay, so there it is. It really looks good, and I know that it's going to taste great. Just look at that crust, and you can see the cheese peeking through, and I really like how it looks. It wasn't a perfect design to start, but I really like how it looks, and it smells great, and just look at it. It's really perfect. It's coming from the sides of the pan like it's supposed to, and the collar is just right. I don't see anything burning, leaking out. I'm really proud of this. I think it looks great, and I know it's going to taste great. So we're going to serve this. Wow. We're going to put it into bowls. It looks terrific. Look at that. Clean as a whistle. I suggest the bundt pan. Look how nice these serving portions are. Look at that bottom of that crust. Wow. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Thanks, dear. Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and please like this video, and I really enjoyed making it for you. Thanks for stopping by.